Kia ora whānau, hope all is well and good. It's your boy Dave here, my hectic hikoi. Today, we're in Rotorua. So we're at Whakarewarewa Marae at the moment. So this is a beautiful spot with all of the really cool geysers and hot pools that Rotorua is known for. So this is actually one of the #1 tourist destinations here in New Zealand. It smells like eggs a bit here because of all of the sulfur, but beautiful place. And I'm gonna show y'all around.
When the level of the river dropped, and as you can see, now they jump from the rocks and not from the bridge.
Hey, nice. Yeah, the bro got the coin. I'm just here with Tawhiri and a couple of the team here from Kaiwaka Church. Yeah, so these are all hot springs and geysers and things. Wow, what a buzzy place to live in a tourist destination with a lot of people, obviously. Yeah, so it sort of gives you a little picture of how life was like back in the days.
Hoi, can you all say hoi? Hoi. Ball attached to the end of a piece of twine. You will see our ladies bleating. Now in former days, this implement was utilised by our ancestors to strengthen. We call te rako. Can you say te rako?
Te rako.
The long stick. We'll then move into our second stick game. We call tititoria. Can you say tititoria?
Tititoria.
The short sticks.
Yeah, all day. Big love to this man here as well, man. Thank you for that performance, brother. Oh, hey, better best water in Rotorua, is it, brother? Yeah, that's the good stuff here, partner.
And as well, we need for our concert tonight, so we go. Use our voice.
Oh man, that is good. Oh, that's beautiful.
What?
Thank you, my bro.
Enjoy your day anyway.
Yeah, no, thanks, bro.
We were just watching you last night, bro.
Yeah, so what a cool place. So even these houses here, which they will go into in the tour guide, these will be old as. As you can see there, they've got the people that live there, these houses. So the lady was explaining when they were doing those performances that the pukana is the was intended to scare the enemy, scare them into submission. So
what this translates to is the uprising war party of Wahia.
Wahia was the name of a chief who was assigned this area to defend over 300 years ago, and against southern tribes coming up to invade this district. And he done a very good job doing that because this village was never ever taken in battle. He used this geothermal valley to train his warriors up. They got to know this place very, very well. They could run around here at night time and not fall into a hot pool, which comes in very, very handy when you're fighting someone who doesn't know where the hot pools are. Very easy place to defend. Okay, shall we make our way in? I'm going to get some corn put in the hot pool for you folks to try as well.
Ooh, we're gonna try some corn. But yeah, the bro reckons if you fall in these hot pools, you're gone skis. They don't want to test those waters.
No.
Hey bro, yeah.
Now for over 800 years my people were using these terraces for bathing in. The waters were considered healing, sacred waters, and it was in the early 1800s that the Tuarangi people opened up tourism out there, and they started ferrying tourists across the lake so that they could bathe in these healing sacred waters. And it was going very well for my people. We were getting very wealthy out of this little business venture.
The famed pink and white terraces were destroyed. So these are the pink and white terraces here. So that was originally the reason why tourists used to come here to New Zealand. They used to go there to visit that place, but it was destroyed when the volcano erupted. So what happened is the tribe that did live there, they ended up moving to this location. And this is one of the ladies. So this was one of the guides here. After that village was destroyed and the pink and white terraces were destroyed, they all relocated here. And originally this bridge wasn't here. They used to have to walk across stones, and the people used to carry the tourists over this river. Crazy. And they used to get paid for it, but then eventually, yeah, they built a bridge. But because they used to charge people to carry them across this river, what happens now is that the kids now, they play in the river and they get people to chuck a coin down.
$1,000 a week. $1,000 a week swimming.
Another $5. Oh.
Yeah! Chucking the 100 now. Yeah, not a bad day's wages. Everyone tier 2 for that.
Let's go!
Oh, wow, those kids cracked it today. Stacked pockets. I wouldn't mind that as a job. Swim for money. Yeah, so those pink and white terraces, they were actually the original tourist attraction here in Rotorua, but it was like a massive attraction. So people would travel all over the world. Oh, well, even now people are traveling all over the world to come visit this place. So in those pink and white terraces, they used to take people there to swim in the waters and stuff. They reckon that there were healing properties. So.
But this area behind this building here is the village kitchen and the village bathing area. So we utilize these hot pools and steam vents for cooking as well as bathing in. Now these steam vents that are coming up, they're probably the most hazardous thing we have here, because they can go dormant at one place and then come up somewhere else, and quite often they do that. Right where these stones are here, there's a massive steam vent opened up here. So what we've done to counteract that was we put these pipes in there and then refill the hole back in, and these pipes, these chimneys act as vents to release the pressure so that they don't open up anymore. We've had them coming up under houses. Okay, this house here behind me, this is what we call a whare tupuna. Whare, house, tupuna, ancestor. This is our ancestral house. It's also known as a whare nui, a big house, a whare whakairo, a carved house. This one here, this is our ancestral house. The name of this house is named after our chief, Wahia. He is represented with the face in the middle there, the bulging eyes and the protruding tongue. The prayers that are said in this house, it's not a church, but the prayers that are said in this house are our old spiritual prayers, our old spiritual beliefs, where we acknowledge our creator, Io. Io is both male and female element. Out of this creator we get Papa Tuanuku, the earth mother, Rangi Nui, the sky father. We honor all, we acknowledge all the elements, all the guardians. Tane Mahuta, guardian of the forests. Tawhiri Matea, guardian of the winds. Tangaroa, guardian of the oceans. Those are the ones that are mentioned in our prayers in this house. Now when Christianity come along, my people embraced Christianity. The Christian God seemed to be a lot more forgiving than ours. So we embraced Christianity. Now there were two churches they wanted to set up here. There was the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church. And our chief at the time, he says, yep, we'll take both of you. And how we're going to do this is everybody on this side of the village is going to be Anglican. So down the bottom of the hill here, they've built the Anglican Church. Everybody on this side of the village is going to be Catholic. So at the top of the hill, they built the Catholic Church. And that seemed to work all right with us. We didn't have any problems with who had the better church. As a matter of fact, as a child growing up here, we'd go to both churches. They'd stagger the church services, one Sunday up there, the next Sunday down here, and it was good fun. Now, there was a few events that happened that had a huge effect on my people. One of those things that happened was in 1907, there was a bill placed before Parliament called the Tohunga Suppression Act. The Tohunga is a high priest. When they introduced this bill, what it did to my people was quite devastating. We had already lost quite a bit of land through land confiscation, but when this bill came into place, we were forbidden to speak our language. We were forbidden to wear our tribal tattoos on our faces. We were forbidden to practice our spiritual beliefs. Well, we carried on doing that just on the down low, and we were forbidden to use these plants as our medicines, as our rongoa, but we carried on doing that as well. But our tribal tattoos and our language were almost lost.
Oh, so cool. So much history around here. So apparently, like the steam can just spring up out of nowhere under the pressure. So what they've done is they've made exhausts all around to, I guess, alleviate a bit of the pressure when it builds up, and it can just shoot up anywhere. They've built shops over there where the geysers just... So this apparently neutralizes the smell of the sulfur in there.
Yeah. And apparently tea tree oil is coming from Manuka.
Oh, wow.
That's what he was saying.
Oh, so tea tree oil actually comes from Manuka.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
It's very good.
Yeah, so it's interesting finding out about the history, obviously. You know, the effects of colonization on our people here in New Zealand. It was quite detrimental. They tried to take the land, you know, over time the colonizers tried to, you know, take the language away, take the culture away, which was very sad to see. And a lot of people died a lot of Maori people died along the way.
The natural steam vent, we built this box around, and this is what we use for cooking. This is what we call a Maori microwave. There are 4 in this area here. There are some outside this little area here, but there are 4 in use in here. It's just got a couple of trays in there wrapped in alfoil. In there.
Wow, Maori oven.
So this is basically how it's done. And everything that's cooked in here, like if you had a leg of lamb placed in here, it'll take about 3.5 hours to cook. But it doesn't matter if you leave it here all day, it's not going to burn. And quite often people in the village, it's exactly what they'll do. They'll place their food in here in the morning, go off to work, come back in the afternoon, and it's all done.
And this is another place where they cook.
If you feel it, it will be so steaming hot.
It's at 9.2, so it's actually very, very healthy for you. You can drink this water. It's just really, really hot. It doesn't taste very nice when you put a tea bag or make coffee out of it. But just straight alkaline water. It's a little bit salty, but it's quite nice. When they put their probe in here, 98 degrees Celsius at surface, they run their probe down, they got to 50 meters. And it was 240 degrees Celsius at 50 meters. They could only go 50 meters because the pool goes this way. It sort of bends under the ground and it heads this way. Now it heads this way for about 3 kilometers, and about 1 kilometer down there's a massive cauldron of water just like this, about 1 kilometer below the ground, which is getting superheated. It gets pumped up to here. So this is actually a spring. The water comes up, there's a small channel at the back there, and this is channeled down to our bathing area. So we use this water for bathing as well. So we do not cook meat in this pool.
No.
So come around here folks and grab yourselves a piece of corn.
So I think the guy was saying that it's called like the murderous pool or something like that. Yeah, murderous pool, he was saying. So yeah, you definitely don't want to fall up in there. You're having a real bad day. Ooh, bit hot, bit hot. Yeah, so that corn was good. Wow, almost choked me out. No wonder it's called the murderous pool.
As the last little bit of water drained out, the whole bottom collapsed and there was a massive steam eruption here. It was quite scary, the noise was pretty incredible, the heat was quite intense. Everybody that was standing along here ran. And when something like that happens, we let the scientists know. They come out here and had a look. They checked along the fault lines. There was nothing happening here in New Zealand. Wow. Where it was happening was in Hawaii.
Oh,
Mount Kilauea started erupting. All these pool levels started to drop.
amazing.
Yes, so it's communal bathing. Everybody bathes together. And yes, we do bathe naked. Nudity is not a real big issue for my people that live here in this village. We're quite happy in our skin. Give me here. I was sitting actually in that part.
Wow, so this water here is good for rheumatoid arthritis, he was saying, because of all the minerals and whatnot. I'd love to have a soak. Well, so the water levels fluctuate. But apparently there was an eruption in a volcano in Hawaii and the levels actually dropped here, so that's crazy to think about. It's all sort of connected underground. So because of the tourism industry, especially with the pink and white terraces and whatnot back in the 1800s, the local iwis around here actually made a lot of money through the tourism industry, which I guess was good for the people. But yeah, obviously, as you said, here in Aotearoa, they try to take our culture away from us and things like this. Well, so that's the geyser there, but it fluctuates when it's pouring right out, and at the moment it's just starting up. But once it's started up, it goes like 30 meters high. Oh, look, it's starting now. Wow, so there was once 37 geysers here.
Stand at the bottom there and get the water.
Wow, pretty cool.
Self-healing.
This is the grumpy old man.
The grumpy old man, this one.
Right now he's in a very good mood. Because when he's grumpy, we usually have to cordon this area off. No tourists allowed around here when he's grumpy.
Oh.
He does get grumpy every time something big is happening on the fault lines.
Wow.
In 2019, an island off the coast of New Zealand here called Whakaari, White Island, erupted, killing 22 people. Just prior to that eruption, this is the pool we have to cordon off. He was very, very angry.
Wow.
We didn't know what was happening. We knew something was happening, but we didn't know where. Also too, in 1995, a mountain in the centre of the North Island called Ruapehu, that erupted. Just prior to that eruption, Koro Tio was letting us know something was up.
Oh.
He was very, very grumpy indeed. And when he does throw all his toys out of the cot, he's not very pleasant to be around. The weavers use this pool to soak their flax in as part of the process of making our piu-piu, our grass skirts that we wear.
So there's been like volcanoes erupting in other parts of New Zealand, but it has an effect here on the water. You do not want to fall in there. Turn into a frankfurter.
What's that big hole for?
Oh look, there's a hole there.
That was an old place.
Up here that we would lower the body into the minerals in this water would preserve the body until they got here. And then you'd hold a funeral. They may very well want to take those bones back with them, not so much the body. We've got another pool here that we would put that body in that will speed up the decomposing and wash all the skin and flesh off of it. Then we could put those bones into a box and they could take that back to their burial ground. We've got another pool here that used to be used for birth pains. When a woman, there was a birthing pool. and women were having contractions, etc., they would go and sit in the Rotorua and soak in there and take all the pains away. That pool was also used by our young men that come back from World War I with PTSD. They would go into this pool here with our tohunga. There would be miri done, soaking in this pool, karakia performed over them to help them come back from their lost place.
Yeah, so they had different pools for different things. They had some pools that would like sort of preserve dead bodies, and they had other pools where it would sort of speed up the decomposition phase, so that it would just leave the bones and then they would ship the bones off. So yeah, pools for cooking vegetables or different things. Yeah, so this was actually Ava's husband here. And yeah, so because of the sulfur, the wood.
Yeah, there was copper. So my youngest has those.
So this is copper here, but because of the sulfur it turns blue. Oh, that's such a cool color to turn that way. But yeah, that's what the sulfur does to the copper. It makes it go blue. Wow, so that was the last man to be buried on this whenua. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So yeah, they actually built 2 churches on this whenua. The other one's back on that end, and this is the other one here. So yeah, as the brother was saying and explaining before, when the missionaries came here to New Zealand, a lot of our people, our Maori people here in New Zealand, embraced the gospel and embraced the message that the missionaries brought. They felt it, I guess, added to what they already knew about God and their views of God. And apparently, you know, before the missionaries actually got here, a lot of Maori prophets prophesied that the missionaries were going to come in and teach them and things like this. But it's just unfortunate that along the way, a lot of corrupt missionaries came in, and a lot of them started actually ripping off the Maori people of their land. So then it came to a point where the Maori people started not to trust the missionaries, and it's one of those scenarios where a few rotten apples ruined the whole bunch. So it's a very complex history with Christianity and Māoridom. A lot of different stories, a lot of different kaupapas. A lot of people feel Christianity was forced onto the people, and I guess in certain cases, case by case basis, that might have been true, but a lot of people actually willfully accepted the gospel and accepted that message. So it just shows that over time the message got corrupted, the people got corrupted, and I'm very sad.
His son, William Francis Awanui Denon, he's buried here. Guy Rangi is buried there.
Wow, so much history, man. So much cool history here in Aotearoa. So yeah, I mean, pretty cool walking through here, learning about the history. It's been a journey for me with, you know, Māori culture and Māoritanga, and even though I am part Māori, you know, I didn't really grow up embracing the culture, and even in my adulthood, to be honest. So for me now, on my journey of learning the reo and learning my own history, my own Māori history, it's been a cool journey. This is the other side of that geyser here. Look how blue that water is there.
Refer to that as the Blueies. It's actually our village swimming pool. You'll see the children down there swimming, usually after 5 p.m. They're not allowed to swim in there during business hours, because when they have swam down there during the day, we've had tourists jump the fence and go down and enjoy them. I mean, it's probably perfectly safe, but if something was to happen to them, we'd be in a world of hurt.
You don't see that often now, eh?
Nei whiri naki kae ke ki runga ko ia tēnei he tu atu nei ko te kupu tēnei a o tūpuna he te o e Māori e.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome to stay up here.
Nei rā te mihi kia koe e te matua mo te kōrero e whānaki ngā iwi tihaurangi whaka na te whakaue me ngā muti katoa e whānaki tēnei whenua.
The Maori Barbie dolls. The neighborhood wash. Man, that's out of it, eh? How when there's volcanic eruptions and stuff, they can actually sort of tell from here when the water starts playing up. Sometimes there can be volcanoes all the way in Hawaii going off. So they must all be connected, eh?
And so the little bath that you've been past is called the hirere. Oh, you would. That's where my son goes every morning.
Oh,
He
yeah,
has
yeah,
his
yeah, that one.
morning bath, yeah.
Wow. So this is acidic here?
Yeah, this is all acidic.
What would that do?
Well, it will stick you.
My bro Ocean. Yo yo.
What's up, my brother?
How's it? How you enjoying it, bro?
Oh, it's fun. It's great.
This is one of the First Nations people from Alaska here, so
Yeah,
man, it's beautiful, man. Indigenous brothers, bro.
Yeah.
Indigenous brothers.
My bro.
The First Nations peoples.
Yeah.
How'd you enjoy the tour, brother?
Oh, it was really beautiful, actually.
Pretty spiritual, eh?
We had the best guide too.
Yeah, top bloke
He
that
was
guy.
special.
Yeah. Oh man, have you been here before?
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful place.
Awesome place, man.
Oh, don't climb over there, boy.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah, so we've actually come with a few people from America, a couple of First Nations people, and we're showing them around. So we're really of the belief that you know, God's got a special place in his heart for the Indigenous people across the world, and we feel that God is lifting up the Indigenous people, so it's beautiful. So we're just connecting worldwide with all the Indigenous nations to take the whenua back. Oh man, so it's been an absolute blessing of a day here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely come down, whakarewa marae. And man, look at this place. Beautiful, beautiful, and big love to the guide that showed us around. He was a dead set legend. So much love, whānau. My hectic hikoi, where I'll be showing you guys around these our beautiful whenua here in Aotearoa. And who knows, I might pop in the hood on the way back and show you guys the hood diaries. But nah, much love to the people of Rotorua, much love to the people of this whenua, and yeah, God bless.